Hey, Long Beach, it's Jerlene, and I'm live. Okay, I know it's late. It's Sunday night. I've been trying to get to this all day. I've been trying to get to this all day. Really, I have been. But I'm here now. Jerlene Tatum, live from Long Beach, mom with a voice, not afraid to use it. Talk of the town. All politics are local. Just wanted to pop in and talk about local politics. Watch me now, watch me later. If you're watching me later, please make sure that you give me some love. Show me some love. Let me know that you've been here. Leave a comment or react. Let me make sure that I'm good to go. Let me make sure I'm actually streaming. I don't see anyone joining me yet, but that's all. That's cool. Like I said, watch me now, watch me later. All right. Sunday night. It is 9 days. Actually, I don't even think we'd even count today. It's like 8 days and 3 hours until the general election gets here in California. And man, has it been such a hot mess. Well, according to me, it's been a hot mess here in Long Beach and the Los Angeles area, like politics everywhere. It's actually been really overwhelming, people. It's been really overwhelming. When I began doing this whole commentary on, all politics are local, didn't have a plan, just was just going with it and thought I was going to hop right back into it for the general election. But it's just been overwhelming. Too much information, too much going on, trying to keep up. Earlier, I thought that I was going to be, doing live commentary all this past week. Mama got a cold. Kids brought home some cooties, and Mama was down. Mama was down for like 2 days, like straight down. All I was like laying in the bed with the phone next to me, like trying to keep up with what was going on. But I'm better now. I'm much better. Just like those kids, they go to school, they bring back cooties, being hard headed and stuff. So anyway, let's hop right into it. Okay, we have 9 days, or actually, like we said, like 9 days, 3 hours or something until our general election on November 8th. It's what they call the midterms, is between our presidential elections. So, voter turnout is generally low. It's kind of sad, and the reality is that a lot of people get their information from mainstream media, right? And mainstream media focuses on our national elections, and they focus sometimes on our state elections, but they don't. Our mainstream media does not focus on our local elections. Our local mainstream media, our local media does. But if you're not connected to that, if you're not watching it online, if you're not getting a newspaper, you're not getting any information. And then sometimes, and the information you get, it's a little biased, right? So that's why I'm trying to do what I do right now. So let's see. uh Before I go into our local stuff, I'm going to talk about my experience last week. So last week I got an opportunity to sit with sheriff candidate and current sheriff, Alex Villanueva. So I've been getting a lot of messages from people, and people have been sending me like TikToks and videos and podcasts, everything negative, right? I'm like, I done seen it, y'all. I seen it. I had an opportunity. I had an opportunity to go ask a question. And when I got to, so last week I was invited to go and ask a question to candidate Alex Villanueva, who's running for Los Angeles County Sheriff against Long Beach's former uh, ch- uh, former chief of police, Robert Luna. And so I took the invite. I accepted the invite and I went. That was earlier this week, actually Tuesday, and went with the intentions of asking questions, and it asked community for questions. And I get there and I end up being the moderator for the panel. It was great. It was absolutely great. So, people have given me some criticism for actually sitting down and being part of the conversation. So I want to explain something to folks. Okay. First of all, I made a choice to go. But even though I was there, I still made a choice if I was going to sit down and be part of that discussion. Prior to sitting down with the panel, I privately asked the sheriff a couple questions. I'm not going to share what those questions are, okay? But I privately asked him a couple questions. Those couple questions determined if I was going to actually sit down in front of that camera and be part of that panel discussion. because I do have my own code of ethics and my own code of integrity. And I don't, um, there are some people that I wouldn't even want to be like within like a football length of. Okay. So, anyway, the conversation was great. He didn't have any fangs, he didn't have any horns. If you watch the video that I posted, I asked some pretty direct questions. And I'll be sharing some clips of it. So, I just wanted to talk about, why does it matter? So why does the Los Angeles County Sheriff race matter to us in Long Beach? So first of all, we live in Los Angeles County, and although Long Beach has its own law enforcement agency, the Long Beach Police Department, there's still a county-wide agency called the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department. And that Sheriff's Department doesn't it has a little bit of responsibility within our city, but it is not the agency that delivers our regular law enforcement services, right? They deliver service in some of the smaller cities like Compton and some of the unincorporated cities. They provide the service in Los Angeles. There's the LAPD. Well, something about the Los Angeles. So we talk about this race, and I'm gonna talk about this now because I don't want to talk about the sheriff race anymore going forward. Um, the there's eight the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department has about 18,000 employees. I don't know how much of those are sworn officers, but 18,000 employees. It is somewhere between the third and the fourth largest law enforcement agency in the nation. Okay, in the entire nation. I think it's either the third or the fourth, next to New York, Chicago, and Los Angeles. So that's really major. So the person who's in this place, this position of sheriff, has to be able to run an agency of 18,000 employees. So when folks are, so if you have your ballot, if you're going to vote by mail or whatever, it's on our ballot, right? If we're here in Long Beach, and it basically, our options are Alex Villanueva and Robert Luna. So when you're thinking about like what's at stake here, it's thinking the size. So one thing that, and like I said, I'm not going to go into, I'm going to say this. I don't believe that our past, that Long Beach, Robert Luna is equipped to handle the Los Angeles County Sheriff. I think it would become worse. I think it'd be worse than what it is. And what it is, yeah, y'all can look that up and find out all yourself. I just don't think that he's equipped to do it, because when you think about the size of the Long Beach Police Department, he ain't ready for that. They're gonna eat him up. They're gonna eat it up. So there's been some criticism about the fact that I went and even had a conversation with Villanueva. One thing that I need people, well, I don't care what you think, honestly, but or what people think of what I think. I am not naive to the fact that the sheriff's department and all law enforcement agencies in this country are built on white supremacist ideology. I am not naive to that at all. Okay? Not at all. Every single agency is. It's built on white supremacist ideology. So with all agencies, I'm sure there may be a one or two somewhere in this nation that don't carry that mentality, but they have racist, white supremacist ideology up in there, including Long Beach PD. Okay, so it's the Los Angeles Sheriffs has it. The LAPD has it. I'm sure we see some of these other agencies across the United States and what they look like. So I'm not naive to that. So anyway, that's all I have to say about the sheriff race. Long Beach does vote in that race. Please be mindful of your vote. I know someone said, "Oh, Long Beach sticks together, so they're going to vote for a Long Beach person." That that that's not being a conscious voter. I'm sorry, that's not being a conscious voter. So be a conscious voter on that. So one thing that a thought that's really been in my mind lately is disrupt the status quo. I got issues with the status quo. I ain't gonna lie. In Long Beach, we call it the machine. And it's interesting because what we thought the machine was is not what the machine is. I'm hoping that in the next few days that somebody can join me and have conversation with me about what the machine really is. Okay, wait, I don't see anyone making any comments. If anyone's watching me right now, can I get a thumbs up or something just to know that people are able to hear me? If anyone's out there, anyone, if you're watching, give me a thumbs up or something to let me know that you are able to hear me. Disrupting the status quo. There was somebody sent me something earlier today that was just straight up status quo that showed what the status quo looks like here. And often there's a lot of people that are running on the ideas they're going to do better. They're going to do better, yet they're aligning themselves with the people who have already been part of this decision making process. So you're saying that they weren't doing okay. So there's some, but anyway, I'm not gonna get too much in that. Um, some other things here on local politics, like all politics are local, all politics are local. Folks, many of these political elects that are running, they are running based up on your ignorance, based up on your lack of information. That's why we get these mailer with these snapshots of stuff. It looks good, right? It looks good. It's glossy. They use what is this? This is a one from Josh Lowenthal, and I'm gonna talk about. I'm gonna spend a little time talking about this race in a minute. Taking care of what matters for children and families. Trigger words, things like, yeah, that matters to me. They're banking on our lack of knowledge. They really are. So please, and I keep saying this, don't get caught up on these little glossies. These little glossies mean absolutely nothing. Okay, you should be looking at is like who you not gonna vote for. So here locally in Long Beach, a lot of Long Beach is not that big of a city. I mean, it's nearly 500,000 people, 466,000 people roughly, or whatever. About 200. The only numbers that I could find about registered voters, was about 261 registered voters in 2018. Well, population has declined since 2018, so I'm sure it's a lot less than that. If anybody knows what that actual number is, hit me up. Tell me how many registered voters do we have here in Long Beach. But the last election, only about 14% voted. That's not very many people, y'all, to be making a decision on a city our size. So again, when you think about the people who are actually, so you have this 14% of people that vote, right? And then in that, you have this really small percentage of people who are kind of knowledgeable of how politics work in our city and know people and relationships and different things. So, I talk mess about a lot of people, right? I know a lot of those people. Like I run into them in the grocery store and such, right? And I'm listening to some of the people who are kind of like telling me, "Oh, why are you voting for that person? You should vote for this person." What it is based on a personal relationship. So I mean, hey, you got a personal relationship with that person. That's cool and everything. Yeah, that's great. But the thing about it, let's vote based up on like what this person's really going to deliver. What are they going to do for us as a whole? Not because they're your buddy. I got some friends, I wouldn't vote for them for nothing. I dine with them, I hang out with them, but there's some people I would never want to be in public office and be like, no, not you. So anyway, it's interesting watching social media and watching how people who have personal relationships are coming out to like throw blows for, their candidate. And and they're making up these uh reasons that that I had to pull out my y'all gonna laugh at me. Well, I had to pull out my argument and rhetoric and reader book because I was like and start identifying like the false logic that people were using to like support a candidate. Yeah, I'm a little bit of a geek. I had to do that. It brought me comfort in doing that. Okay. Let's see. Something that's happening here locally that people it matters. The word on the street, and I say word on the street. I've seen the resources, I've seen the receipts for it. I'm not privy to be able to share those receipts. For example, our first district council office, which is Mary's in Dejas, she won her reelection. She missed a runoff of her reelection by about 14 votes. It was the 14 or 17. It was under 20 votes. She missed a reelection. There were multiple people in that race. And the way the race is run in the primary, whoever got 50% plus one would not have a runoff. So in her office, she won that first district council street. Well, the word on the street is her office staff was on paid city time campaigning for her. So I'm really hoping that our local government and people that are responsible for making sure that integrity in our elections is met actually deals with that, and that is overturned. That election is overturned because city staff that works for our political elects should not be on city time campaigning for a candidate. So if you're out there hobnobbing with one of these candidates that's running and they got their city staff out there during Monday through Friday when they on vacation, they're not on vacation, they not on a off day, and they out there campaigning, that is not ethical and it's not legal. So it needs to be reported. So that's already something that is so disrupting the status quo. So Mary Zendejas happens to be part of the status quo. I'm gonna talk about that tomorrow. I'm not gonna talk about that today. But this someone wrote on my Facebook page earlier today. They called it a codependency amongst our political elects and a clique. So we have these cliques in our local government that really, in my opinion, need to be dismantled. So there are some people that I like. There's some people that I'm fond of. There's just some people that I think would be very competent in our local government, but they have aligned themselves with these cliques that I think that's a problem. That actually that's not democracy. And that is not, it's about the clique. It's not about the people and the constituency that they're here to serve. So anyway, keep your eyes on that. And during this next 9 days, please check in with if you have elder family or friends that are living in any of these senior living homes, check in with them. Make sure that their ballots are not being harvested. You go pick up their ballot for them. You make sure that their ballot makes to the drop box or to the post office. But be mindful, even if someone comes to your door and then they start trying to tell you who to vote for, people are not to do that. So if canvassers come to your door and they 4 and 5 people deep or whatever, and they're like, we'll take your ballot for you, be like, no, you can go to the drop box, you can put it in the post office, you can drop it off at a voter center. Because I'll say it's rumored. It's rumored that multiple of our elections, especially in our mayoral elections, the last couple elections, ballot harvesting is how those candidates like pushed over the top. Yeah. No, but I don't know what the findings were in that. Okay. Let's see. Oh, so people have been paying attention to the news and what happened in Los Angeles and how the council members and their derogatory comments against other peoples of color, although they were supposed to be people of color themselves, and the leader of the Los Angeles County Federation of Labor, which is a huge union in Los Angeles, the leader, Herrera, resigned or stepped down from his position. Folks, pay attention to that because that same union, the Los Angeles County Federation of Labor, just dumped more money into our Long Beach elections. Yeah. So if anyone actually like took the time and listened to all of those tapes, there was one tape where Herrera and folks and friends were talking about buying the Democratic clubs. So buying means, they give money to them, right? They give money to them. So I don't know if they bought the Long Beach ones or not, but they're definitely buying the candidates here in Long Beach. So our election, sadly, it makes me ask, does my vote even count? Does my vote even count when this outside interest money is coming in and dictating the moves? Does my vote even count? I know my vote counts, by the way. At least locally it does. I don't know when it gets nationally, but locally I know my vote counts. I know every single vote count. Proof is District 1 not having a runoff by 14 votes. Yeah. So, but again, pay attention to that fact, people. No matter, people will tell you that it doesn't matter, that there's not an alignment. It's a problem. Okay. And so tomorrow, if inshallah, if I'm feeling good and I'm focused, I am going to talk more about the money that's coming in. And I know I've been posting stuff. Definitely right now go to Long Beach Politics on Facebook is Long Beach Politics. There's a whole bunch of discord going on there, a discussion going on about local politics. There's other people that I'm like, so like I'm excited about seeing all these other people that are jumping in this conversation around politics right now. We have to watch, because again, our local electeds, our political candidates, they're banking on our ignorance. They're banking on our lack of understanding. Many of us have been seduced. We've been seduced by the different labels. We've been seduced by the charismatic speaker that talks in circles and never answers the question. But we have to be mindful of that. Oh, also something, and I'm going to share this one right here. So there's a lot of hit pieces. So hit pieces are when you receive a mailer, and I'll pull up this one. What's up with Suzie Price, this mayoral candidate, and Team Trump Republicans, right? So what it is, they're attempting to paint a lifelong Democrat. They're attempting to paint her as a Republican. So there's an ad that's going around that's saying that the Republicans endorsed her. First of all, our local elections are non-partisan, and a shame on our political elects that are slinging around and creating division in our city over freaking party politics. And what's really disgusting, the people that you talk down upon because they're Republican, or they're well, really because they're Republican, or they're not Democrat, or they're not in line with the Democratic Party, those people you talk down on are the same people that you are asking to serve. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. It actually really frustrates me. One of the people that's most dear to me in my life is a lifelong Republican. He actually watches these videos. I don't love him any less. We have very interesting conversations. We may not, and we always find a place where we have some shared interests. So again, our local elections are non-partisan. So when you see this stuff where it says the only Democrat, and in this city, everybody's vote counts. No matter what the party is, our local elections are not tied to any party, are not tied to one side of the aisle or the other side of the aisle. It's about all people being served. Okay. So I'm going to share this. So there is mailers going around for, I think, two candidates, some candidates. I know one of the mayoral candidates and one of another candidate that basically is saying that she was saying Suzie Price was endorsed by the Republican Party. And it's so interesting how people, they get there, they're like, oh my God, she's a Republican. She's leading this way. First of all, it's a lie. Okay. And let me explain to you why it's a lie. Party clubs, associations cannot endorse other party affiliated candidates. So for example, a Democratic club organization cannot endorse a Republican. It's in their policies. It's in their little bylaws or their little club rules, right? So what's interesting, the local Republican group, they did an overview. Okay. It's an overview, and it's called a local election analysis. And what they do is they actually they made their assessment, and they made the different candidates. They did not say that they endorsed, for example, like I said, the one ad that popped up was that the Republican Party endorses Suzie Price. Well, that's not true. It's just an outright lie, because they did not endorse. And so it goes back to the candidates are banking upon your lack of knowledge. They're banking upon your ignorance. So what it was, they just did a breakdown of how they thought that you should. Actually, they don't even tell you who to vote for. They just give an analysis. Okay. So again, if you see that, first of all, it's a lie. Well, first of all, it's nonpartisan party. Okay. Or nonpartisan race. So none of that, shouldn't even be focused on that anyway. But again, I think we are so seduced by this need for labels and this need to have some kind of attachment to stuff. It to me, it's really sad. It's really sad. I am registered as a Democrat. I'm embarrassingly, I say that. I really do, because the way I've been watching our local Democratic clubs behave, it's disgusting. And the way, and even when I think about like the lack of response from the Democratic organizations and what happened in Los Angeles, and even in response to this labor leader and their actions and behaviors, and to me again, and I don't know if I've gone live, or I think I did, or no, I did, I took it down. It's not even what they said, it's what they did. They were manipulating the redistricting process, people. That's major. That's criminal. So pay attention to who's paying for what. So, like, for example, this right here, this ad right here, sponsored by the Los Angeles County Federation of Labor. Manipulating and lies and pouring money into our city. Basically, anybody who's got that in favor of them on any of their material, they will not be getting Jerlene's vote. They will not be getting Jerlene's vote. And I'm going to even encourage other people not to vote for them, because alignment matters. Alignment matters. Now, again, we could be cordial, we can have communication with folks, but what are you bringing into our city? Okay, I done lost my notes, y'all. Let me get back to my notes. Okay. Oh, there is one more thing that I want to discuss. So if there's anyone who's watching, if you got some thoughts you want to share, I'm going to be going live every single day: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Friday after that, I'm not going live again. I already have 3 candidates that are going to be joining me for conversations at different times, whatever times that work for them, to be able to just to get some last minute words out. Again, I remind people, I am not the media. I'm just a person with a voice using a platform, hopefully to stir up some good trouble. You don't like what I have to say? Swipe on, unfollow, block. I'm good with it. I'm not for you. Okay. My followingship is it's big, but it's enough to make some type of impact. But I'm a mama with a voice, and I'm not afraid to use it. So one thing that I do, and I want to tell people to vote against, I'm going to say straight up, county measure A. And this is why. Okay. So I know, people got their draws in a bunch about Los Angeles County Sheriff Villanueva. I was calling him Mr. Petty. I still call him that no matter what. He's still Mr. Petty. I just, he just earned that name for me. I didn't call him that when I saw him in person though, y'all, but maybe I did say it. But anyway, County Measure A, charter amendment providing authority to remove an elected sheriff for cause. Shall the measure amending the County of Los Angeles charter grant the Board of Supervisors authority to remove an elected sheriff from office for cause, including violation of law related to sheriff's duties, flagrant or disrespect, neglect duties, misappropriate phase, willful, That's why we have a legal system, people. Vote no. I'm saying that straight up, vote no. This is why, because this is what you call a slippery slope. Okay. If we are elected, this is on my ballot, right? I'm voting for this person. You were telling me that 5 people, I think it's 5 people. Is it 5 or is it 4? Y'all forgive me. I don't know if it's 5 or 4 county supervisors. 5, because it has to be odd, right? Can take away my vote. Take away your vote. We don't want to start that, people. The sheriff's position is an elected position. If we start giving 5 people the authority to take away our vote, what else is going to be taken away? One thing that happened, that position, it devalues that position. It takes away our voice. If a sheriff is criminal behavior, then they should be arrested. They should be investigated and arrested. There are agencies that are responsible to do that. There are government agencies that are higher than the county that can come in and do that. Let our justice system, our judicial system, our legal system, let them do their job. And there's also called a process of recall. That lies with us as a voter. We get to recall elected officials that are no longer serving us. But do not vote yes on A. Vote no. Because again, you're throwing away your vote by giving individuals the power. And then what happens, and this is just my little foresight, they get somebody in there they don't like right now, they don't like Villanueva. They get him out, they appoint somebody that still doesn't serve us, but serves them, right? That's a problem. That's a problem. So I'm saying straight up no on measure A. I'll write something else about that just because it's a slippery slope. It takes away from our vote. That's as if saying that in Long Beach, right? We got 9 council members, right? That's like us saying the council members can vote to remove the mayor because they don't want him there anymore. Well, kind of, but I mean, it's same idea, right? That takes away our vote. Vote no on measure A. Let our legal system do its job. Let our processes in our place do their job. Yes, folks need to be held accountable. So anyway, that's it for tonight. I hit my 30 minutes. That's all I was trying to do. Again, our political elects, these politicians are banking on our ignorance. Take the time. Don't get fascinated with the glossy for folks that are so, stuck on, I'm gonna say they're stuck on stupid on with all these labels and stuff. Nonpartisan, no party. Everybody's vote matters in these elections, and it should not be based upon a party or not. So I will be back. My next conversation is going to be about financing and the mayor's race. I got 3 candidates that are going to be joining me sometime this week. You'll see me when I'm here. 9 days, folks. Actually, like 9 days and like 2 hours or something. Yeah, like 9 days and 2 hours, or 8 days and 2 hours or something until our election. Thank you. Please, people, share your thoughts with me. React. Share this. If you like it, give me some love. You don't like it, tell me I'm full of if you don't like it, right? Or if I'm off. Share your thoughts. What do you think? I want to know, what do you think? I'm just one voice. All right. Jerlene Tatum, live from Long Beach, talk of the town. All politics are local. Mama with a voice, here to inform, engage, inspire. Catch y'all next time.